There's no way in a sane and rational, beautiful, loving world that video should have taken 4 hours to load for people to have access to it because they could go, is it so nice the way the Messiah handles things and explains things? Just about everybody can understand what he's talking about and no longer shove their head in their wallet and then shove that up their ass, right? This is valuable. Yeah, we know. It's beautiful the way he connects to people and how he feels about them and how, when it's somebody trying desperately to reach the world and say, hey, this kind of stuff needs to stop happening to my daddy. My daddy's not any worse than the rest of you, all you Festivus for the rest of us, all you people wondering if there's more to life than being really, really ridiculously good looking. You Zoolanders out there. And when you sit there and you watch these people doing things on TV, all they're doing is mass media marketing that causes a Holocaust that has people fighting over money and mass murdering over it because people panic over what they need because what we need has been confused, right? The finest of hours. Okay, do you understand? That's one of my favorite songs of theirs. Anybody heard the Finest Work song? Yeah. I'm not. There was a lot of valid criticism of cults that called themselves religions and tried to pass themselves. But there's a valid criticism in there. But the thing about it is this: same with King Missile and all those kids, criticizing those corporations. When I grew up, it's like, did you go read the book? Okay. What does Jesus say? This. Okay. What did Jimmy Swaggart and the Pope do? Not that. Oh, not this. Right. You can get with this or you can get with that. So why are you criticizing Jesus for things that crazy people do in his name that reflect nothing that he commanded them to do and do everything that he asked them not to do? Right? Hypocrite, heathen, right? So it's wrong to criticize Jesus or Muhammad when that asshole in Saudi Arabia and that asshole in Vatican City and that asshole in Salt Lake City, Utah are paying people for their testimonials for their extortion gig on TV and saying, we believe in Jesus Christ and he's our God and Savior. We're Latter-day Saints of hypocrite money on TV. Heathen. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? So you'd be like, why's it going? And so you think that IBM Watson going to be so fucking stupid that IBM Watson is not going to be able to figure this out and explain it to Alexa and Siri, and then explain it to Sophia and Vicky on the I don't know, Igua, what I'm saying here, the Domorigato, Mr. Robato, Okay. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? All right. I was sitting there over there. I tried to go get from my one phone to put on my pad so I could get a bigger picture because I have sexually explicit photos of Kim Kardashian and Jennifer Lopez on one phone to take care of my prostate, right? So, oh, you pervert. They make millions of dollars off those photos. I don't get to have a wife and kids because their business partners sexually assaulted my wife and kids through rocket science and Wi-Fi. And I'm the pervert? Okay, do you understand? Okay. If you run around in a bathing suit in public places and you go to a nude beach in public places, you can't say, if a guy goes off on Tightwad Hill and you're dancing around naked in asking for money in California's football stadium, and a guy gets a pair of binoculars and goes up on Tightwad Hill and masturbates to your naked body, what are y'all gonna do about that? Will your husband, hey, you don't do that? Well, tell your wife not to run around naked and put herself in sexually explicit positions in front of people with a pair of binoculars on Tightwad Hill there. I mean, how you two SR71 of you? How paying people for their testimonials for a Chick-fil-A commercial of you? How Marriott of your bon voy? Okay, do you understand? You want privacy? Forgive, debt, trespass, love, one, eternal, faithful peace. Okay? And then when we get behind closed doors and she lets her hair hang down and she makes me glad that I'm a man, right? Because no one knows what goes on behind closed doors, right? We could be playing tiddlywinks in there for all you motherfuckers go, or no. Especially for me, like for the next 6 months to a year. Get alone naked with Jennifer Lopez. What do you want to do? I want to play tiddlywinks still. I'm tired. Look at my body. Look at my gut here, girl. Look what that damn Moderna virus thing, the vaccine thing did to my liver. It's going to take me a whole fucking another 6 months living in a pristine Malibu type environment with lots of vegetables and meditation without being bombarded with stressful Wi-Fi to stress out my body through my mind being attacked all night long from these perverts with their rocket science and their Wi-Fi to feel better, to then say, hey, I think I want to get Charlie Witch with this woman. She says she loves me. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. Can Kim Kardashian come too? No, I'm just kidding around. You're joking. Yes, I'm joking. I am joking, guys. Kind of. You know, fuck all of you. Just fuck all of you. Just get the hell out of here. All of you get out of my bedroom, right? I'm playing tiddlywinks in there, right? That's funny. But if I was Kim Kardashian, I would be more attracted to me than Pete Davidson or the one fellow that played for the Brooklyn, I can't remember his name, cute kid though, right? And Reggie Bush. I'd be more attracted to me than any of those assholes she had sex with before that have more money than they have common sense and no idea what's whack and dope and aren't courageous and kind enough to be one of David's 250 to get the women and children being eunuched and raped by the Philistines back to live the Lord's Prayer, right? So I clicked on that one thing, a virtual thing through Herod's temple. It's like, oh boy. He built it in a way that would mimic the great civilizations. Our temples are just basically real. They're not opulent. They're places where people feel safe and people can feel loved, and a place where they can, a sanctuary. You know, and so that's how we build temples in Israel. You know, we build a temple so it gives a place somewhere you can go for sanctuary. So you say like you live on the edge of town because your husband wants to get away from everybody because he does it give you privacy, but it's really so he can just abuse you because he's Mitch from Enough, right? And so you can get up and go to the temple, and then Mitch comes in there and goes, "Oh shit, that's Earl. Yeah, hi." Oh, I don't want to get my ass kicked. Nobody wants to get their ass kicked, Mitch. Shit, what's wrong with you? That Billy Campbell, he's a cute kid, isn't he? He's very handsome. He is. Nice figure, right? Nice body, right? He must work out. They do, right? When I work out, I look pretty good, okay? I look pretty good. I got a decent body, right? Like old Jeff Foxworthy, you know, when I was young, I would strut myself and feel, you know, and I'd Bob Dylan it and stand in the nude by the man and put a flower on the pillow, you know. Say, man, I like being alone naked with you. It is fun, lady. You know what I mean? Okay. Been there, done that. Didn't last very long. All the people that want to be the backdoor man and turn nothing down but your collar, they're physical scientists at the Pentagon, got jealous of my Energizer Bunny of Love reputation being the most consistent, most significant lover in the history of Pope Air Force Base, which they shut down, and Fort Bragg. Those mighty men are the Green Beret. Right? It's funny because the guy who was fucking around on his wife with Miriam, okay, was a Puerto Rican with a bigger dick than, oh, ho, ho, macho man, right? And he's in there laying going, how does that little white boy keep doing it? It's not me. She can't reach orgasm. It's driving me crazy because we've been sitting here for 4 hours and I want her to go pop because she has a wonderful Tony Braxton voice and she has an orgasm. It's going to sound great. Right? I think it's worth it. It never happened. Yeah, that was depressing. 5 years married to that woman. Not one screaming orgasm. Her cousin had 5 screaming orgasms just about every time we had sex. Well, I had a nice voice too. I just wanted Steffi to be able to enjoy it the way, you know. But Steffi was sexually abused when she was young because of tribalism. And then because of that abuse, pervert scientists took advantage of that situation to make me and her miserable. So a lot of you could judge us instead of judge yourself an asshole and stand up for the Lord's Prayer so we could all live it and love in private, right? Okay, let's all celebrate winning a game for marketing. Watch it on TV. Let's hope the people at South Carolina ain't crying too much, right? Or cussing too much. Yeah, Don Staley, fuck. Yeah, I say that a lot too when I'm upset. People don't live the Lord's Prayer. Fuck! Yeah, it makes me say that a lot.